We were his 39th placement. He had been in group homes, he had been in numerous foster homes, and he was moved back and forth because of his angers. When we found out that he needed a bone marrow transplant and that the hospital couldn't do it without an identified permanent home, we decided to bring Kyle home for 2 weeks to kind of test it out to see. We wanted to make sure he would, be able to fit in our home. And he stayed for 2 weeks, and I think then we were pretty much sold on that we wanted him to be a part of our family. He wanted his grandparents to be able to take care of him, but they just couldn't handle his behaviors, which is understandable because several times we questioned ourselves. What did we do? What did we get ourselves into?
I think the biggest part for him was during the time of his treatment, we were with him, thick and thin with the bone marrow transplant, with the chemotherapy. I think for him that was really big. I think that, being there for his radiation treatments and going with him.
He became a very lovable child, towards, all throughout his bone marrow transplant, he was learning how to love. And I knew something was wrong because it was the doctor. It wasn't the nurse. And she was saying that Kyle's bone marrow showed that 2% of leukemia was back in his bone marrow and that we needed to come in right away. Dr. Pollard, Jessica Pollard, told us that because this was his third remission, that there wasn't much else that they could do and that we would just have to use our time wisely. And she started us into hospice. And at first we were kind of like, no, we want to try something else. But then we realized we needed to give Kyle the best time we could give him from what he had.
He wanted to do this from home as much as possible. That he didn't want any type of treatments, because his wish was that that he would want to be with us and the family. And
he wanted to go to school with normal kids.
No more kids. That's what made hospice possible for us. Knowing that we could, make his wish come true.
Kyle was so happy to see Jacob walk through the door.
When Cheryl, my supervisor, the supervisor for the Carousel program, called me in and said, "Hey, we have a new kiddo who's going to be coming on, a young man with cancer." And I said, "Oh yeah, what's his name?" And she said it was Kyle. I said, "Kyle?" But she said, "Yeah, it has an interesting spelling too, with a C." I'm like, "Huh?" And then she said his full name, and then I recognized him. I know him, and I just remember thinking, "Oh man, like he was a difficult patient." I'm like, I just had visions of him in the hospital and how kind of violent he was. This kid was totally different. It was a different Kyle that I had known. It was night and day different. Like, he loved school. He had a family that loved him and that he loved.
Working with the Carousel program, of course, working with the Carousel program, it's something nobody wants to do, just because of the reason why you're involved. But the Carousel program made our journey probably, so much better.
Especially, near the end of Kyle's journey, when you could, start to see him. He's in the crossover. They were right there. Jacob came right over.
Kyle would ask Jacob, how much more time? How much more time? And he would say, Kyle, I don't know. So make sure you don't waste any time. After Kyle passed, I opened up my makeup bag and I found a note. That was to me, telling me that I was a good mom and thank you very much for adopting him. And that he loved me so much.
Kyle's, he told us, no matter what, I don't want to go to the hospital. I want to be with you guys. I want to go to school. I want to be just feel normal. I don't want to be there no more. And so without hospice, we would have been able to do that.
It's absolutely phenomenal. The way they guide you, the way they encourage you, the way they support you, makes this journey so peaceful. Something that you never, ever thought you could walk. They help you walk it. And they help guide you through it.
I met my wife in college, and we fell in love, of course, and we later got married in 1954. So we were going on 59 years of marriage, and we cared for one another all these years until this episode occurred. And this has been an encouragement to me to find out how much I love her and to care for her. And so, as it stands, that she's under the care of hospice now, and there's no hope of recovery. And she meant a lot to me. Through hospice, they have been my salvation, so to speak, and have helped me and my family to understand the illnesses, and has helped me to understand a great deal and give me a lot of comfort. And they enlightened me so much and really gave me a comfortable feeling of knowing somebody was there caring for her. And you could just feel it. You could just feel the comfort and the care that they gave, particularly the communications. I thought was very important to us. And the nurse always comes, gives her an examination, and treats her with full respect and compassion. Thank God for this. She's resting comfortably. She's not in any pain. And so thanks to hospice and the care she's getting here at Washington Oaks is really doing the job, and then throwing in the chaplain and John, it helps a great deal. Specifically, I can't say enough about this organization until you experience it, and I hope no one has to. But if you do, hospice is standing right behind you.